welcome to
The Talk.
We're coming to you live from Columbia, Missouri, Apartment 2, on March 11th, 2016. It's Sadie Herrick,
Amanda Michelson, and Celine Izquierdo.
So let's do it. Sexuality is perhaps one feature that sets romantic relationships apart from other close relationships. While we can share intimate details with our friends and be strongly connected to our relationships with our family members, sex is something that is supposed to be shared with someone that we love in a romantic way.
Men and women differ noticeably in their sexual motivation. According to Baumeister and colleagues, men's sexual motivation is a lot stronger than that of women. Compared to women, men desire more frequent sexual intercourse, think about sex more often, have more intense sexual fantasies, and are more willing to make sacrifices for sex.
For women, sexual motivation is marked by a high degree of erotic plasticity, which means that their sexual response is more affected by cultural, social, and situational factors.
Diamond's biobehavioral model of sex and love describes the attachment behavior and sexual behavior are controlled by separate yet interacting neuroanatomical structures. It suggests that love, sex, and romance can operate independently of each other, but love can lead to sex, and sex can lead to love.
There is no surprise that we tend to have sex with people who are similar to us in terms of race, age, education, and religious beliefs because we like people who are like us and that are going to validate us.
So, why do we have sex? Meston and Bust in 2007 uncovered 237 different reasons for having sex, including love, lust, and money. These reasons were then clustered into 4 global categories, including physical reasons, global attainment, insecurity, and emotional responses.
We have a very special guest on our show today with us. Her name will remain anonymous for her own privacy, but for purposes of this podcast, her name will be Tiffany. So, Tiffany, would you mind telling us a little bit about how you and your significant other met?
Sure. So I've been dating my boyfriend, Kyle, for almost 4.5 years, and we met when I was 18 at the county fair.
Oh, wow. So you guys have been together for a while.
Yeah, quite a bit.
So, how important do you think sex is in any relationship?
I think that sex is different in every relationship. I would say it's definitely not the most important part of mine and Kyle's relationship. I'd probably rank it, number 3.
Okay.
How long do you think a couple should wait before having sex?
Well, I think I'm kind of old school, so I would say that you should wait till have sex till you really trust the person and you're comfortable with them.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have sex with somebody for at least 3 months.
Good insight.
Do you think your past relationships have had an influence on how you view sex now?
Well, Kyle's actually the only person I've ever had sex with because I met him when I was so young, so I don't really have other relationships to compare to, but I would say since I've only had sex with him, it's definitely made it really special to us.
Very nice.
How do you know when your partner wants to have sex?
Well, it's pretty easy to tell. He always wants to have sex. I would say, just lots of physical touch. He always, just mainly physical touch. I mean, I don't think that he does things, like nice things for me to have, so I'll have sex with him. I think it's more so like he just does nice things for me, and then, once you've been dating for as long as we have, it's just kind of expected.
So now it's just kind of body language more than
it's definitely body language. I mean, yeah, there's no wooing me into bed. I'm just already there.
Right.
So, Tiffany, do you think having sex changes the nature of a relationship?
Yeah, I think definitely. I mean, I don't really remember what our relationship was like before we started having sex, because we started having sex 2 to 3 months into our relationship. But I even noticed on a night that we have sex, maybe before we go out, or the morning we have sex, then I think we're definitely a little bit more, attached and loving of each other.
So going off that, do you think that sex is more of a psychological thing or more of a physical action?
I think it's definitely more of a psychological thing, especially for me. I don't know about for Kyle. I would kind of assume there's definitely some psychological things to it, though. I'm just not really in sex for the physical part of it. I just it's a thing that, that we just share and it's special for us. And
yeah. So do you do feel closer after you have sex with Kyle?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, sex has just always been really important to me because I waited to have sex with him, so he's the only person I've ever had sex with, but he's had sex with about 7 other girls besides me. But he was a lot older than me when I met him, so he's about 4.5 years older than me, so it's something that we've totally like come to terms with, and now we've gotten to the point after so many years where it doesn't feel that way anymore. It just feels like we're the only people, which has really improved our love life because we've shared sex for so long.
Awesome. So did you have anxiety about that when you first got in a relationship with Kyle?
Not really. I mean, I wasn't expecting to meet a guy who was also a virgin, and I didn't stay a virgin for like religious reasons. I just didn't find a guy that I wanted to have sex with until I met him, and I wanted to be in love, and he told me he loved me, and then we had sex directly after, which probably wasn't the best idea, but I was just ready to do it, so that's what happened.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that.
Going off what Tiffany said, the sexual communication theories explain the importance of verbal and nonverbal signals in communicating sexual intent. According to Abby and Mebley, men tend to think of women who reduce interpersonal distance, maintain eye contact, and touch to be sexy, seductive, and promiscuous.
Men thus experience a heightened level of sexual attraction, and they may consider this sexual contact, sexual consent. Now that we've discussed the theories behind why or why not people have sex, we can better understand the psychology of intimate relationships.
Thanks for tuning in, and join us next time on
The Talk.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk